Hey, it's Ed here. Today we're taking a look at technical analysis for Bitcoin with Elliott Wave Theory. A couple of advertisements here at the start. I finally completed the Elliott Wave and RSI Advanced course, so if you want to master the RSI and want to learn how it can be utilized properly with Elliott Wave Theory, check out the course on Udemy. I've also founded Countertrend Capital with these guys over here, so if you are looking for signal service and more education, check us out here on countertrendcapital.com. And lastly, if you want to educate yourself and support me, you can take a look at Patreon, where you can find Elliott Wave Basics course, access to weekly live streams and extra content overall. Thank you for your support. Let's get into the charts next. So here we are on BLX chart, which is the Brave New Coin Liquid Index for Bitcoin weekly chart, to take a look at the whole structure from the origin of the whole thing. So basically, again, this chart goes all the way to July 2010, and we're looking at a weekly time frame at this moment. So let's take a look at a couple of the higher time frame counts first, and then look into this structure over here that we are dealing with locally. So overall, the main idea that I've had was a very bullish one. I still keep this as my main, although some of the time structures here are not very good anymore. Let's talk about that in just a moment, but before, I'm just going to be showing you how I've labeled this. Again, if I were move up into wave 1 of supercycle, then wave 2 of supercycle ending at January 2015, another wave 1 of cycle to wave 2 of cycle ending at January 2019, then again another 5-way move into another primary wave 1. So what we have here is a nested pattern of 1-2s. Of course, this can be labeled multiple different ways. I don't blame anyone for having a different macro view. I don't really care about the macro view, to be honest. Why? Because again, I don't trade the macro view. I create the charts so I can trade them. If this is just for my overall higher time frame bias, I'm very bullish on Bitcoin on higher time frame, on very long time frame. Again, very bullish. Now, other people can have different views. I don't care. This is the other way of looking at it, having this as a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, having that as the third of supercycle, and then we'd be looking for wave 4 of supercycle. Now, the difference between these two counts is that on my main count, we are expecting a wave 2 on smaller time frame, and on the other one, wave 4 of supercycle. Wave 4 of supercycle obviously should take a bit longer. Now, what do I have these vertical lines here are the reason how I'm comparing this move here, the previous large degree wave cycle 2 compared to this wave 2 here. And as we see that this structure is starting to become large, we have already gone beyond the 1-to-1 extension in time. 1-to-1 extension in time exactly hit the low, basically the drop that we had on November. We missed it. We missed the 1-to-1 here of the exact lows. Again, this has already gone beyond the 1-to-1 of that cycle wave 2. So it is already larger, even if wave 2 would be over here. And this would be the bullish count. So again, both of the counts that I have here locally, either this being a WXYXZ or ABC into here and ABC here, we have already gone beyond the 1-to-1. So there is again no reason not to have this option available to us. To me, I'm still expecting this to be just a correction here and create another leg downwards in the form of creating this a bit deeper structure. And that is my main bias. The other scenario, the old main basically was saying, again, we had this as the 5th of cycle creating this structure here, and now we should generally come back to this previous wave 4 area. Now, where are we coming with this? That other count is exactly the same area. Again, depending on where and how you're going to be putting up these Fibonacci extensions and retracements, probably should use log here based on how high this is. We can see that 23.6 retracement of that third wave completely is only at 6k. And again, that is one of the targets. Wave 4 area is all the way to 3k. And yeah, that is the target box. Of course, we can have our support areas here around 10 to 11 or 12k, depending of course how this is going to go. And if we're just using this as a projected model, we'd be getting somewhere around 7k. Again, a lot of things can happen here, and we can even go up higher first. But yeah, this is the macro picture. Those are the two things that I'm looking at. Both of them, however, are saying that we should be coming back down lower first. At least that's the main idea. Now let's take a look at this structure closer on the smaller time frames. Again, as mentioned, this was one of the options where we had this as a WXY. This is the only bullish option where this whole structure can be done. And from there on out, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 potentially done. We have not taken out this low yet, so it is still possible to create this as a 1, 2. Very unlikely to me though, but there is still that possibility. Then we had this my main option, which is the A, B, and C, potentially finished here. Again, same thing with this 5-wave move. Either it's done or it's completed the wave 1, 2 of that 5th wave. I've seen a lot of people labeling this as a wave 4, like so. I mean, that is possible. Just comparing this to this is starting to get a bit out of hand. But yeah, I guess that's still possible. I don't really like that too much, but that option still is possible. I feel like it is possible until we take out these lows. This is basically the previous wave 4 of sub degree, same as I showed you on the higher time frame. So this should hold if indeed this is just the 3rd wave here, and this would be as a whole a wave 4. But yeah, those are the two things that I'm looking at currently. And let's zoom in a bit closer, where I have labeled this whole thing as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, same thing that I mentioned. Smaller time frame, either we have 5th here or 5th here. If we have 5th here, we would have to have some kind of structure like that. Don't like that too much. So I probably should just move all the labelings here, just not to confuse people. But something like this, where we ended the 5th here. Now, after this 5th was in place, let's get rid of log. We hit again some of the targets for the ABC correction, and then we would be coming down lower. We had the possibility of this being an impulse. It did not play out. I don't know what. I think I already deleted this folder, but doesn't seem like it. But that was an old count that did not play out. But this is what we are tracking now as the main. Go to 15-minute time frame to see it. WXY down into 3 waves. This looks very good as a 3-wave. Then a 3-wave structure like so. A couple of different ways of labeling this. I've labeled this as W like that. That would be the X, and this would be the wave Y. You can definitely play or label this an ABC here as well. Doesn't really matter. I just like the extension targets with these pivots a bit better. Overall, again, the same pivot, top of X, does not matter what the sub-wave count is. Then we have this kind of count next, where we have this as a 1, 2. I've labeled this into a diagonal because I can't really get this into anything else. This looks very 3-wave-ish. So if I want to be labeling this into a more of an impulse downwards, I think this is a good look for it. Then we would have another wave 4 here. Now this is kind of out of proportion already. I wanted it to end on Friday, but we did not get that. But we got this pump today. So again, we have not taken out the highs of the origin RSI, so it is still valid for that impulse way down. So I do like the idea that we have topped the potential wave 4 here. The other possibility was that this was an ABC with very extended wave C, and now instead of wave 4, this would be a wave B. Again, it would be kind of proportionate to these structures over here, but yeah, it just depends on how you want to be viewing this. So at least one more low here, and this probably should be quite large in comparison. If we have even that ABC, which is the more more bullish option, we'd be looking to get a pardon leg for this one. So again, we'd be looking at around 20k, 20.7 to 20.4k. If we want to be getting some targets here, 20.5k is the one-to-one. But yeah, that fits kind of well with these current targets on the higher time frame. But there is also a chance that this is indeed that fifth wave coming down, and only then we'd be looking for that fifth wave. Oh, sorry, wave B, and then we'd be looking to get that pardon leg for this one. But yeah, I'm still on the short side on the altcoins, and I'm not going to exit them unless I see some reason to exit them. If I see some kind of very bullish move upwards, of course there is a chance that this would be ending something already as we hit the 0.618 here of this move. But again, it's not the perfect look. That's why I do expect one more leg lower. If we had hit the one-to-one already, I would not expect that, but we only hit the 0.618, so again, the expectation is still lower. But yeah, I think those are the things that I'm looking at for the next week and well, the rest of the weekend as well. Expecting this fifth, and the chop probably going to continue until Monday, until we are seeing this end of wave A and then the wave B. That's the main idea anyway. But again, if you made it this far into the video, I would appreciate likes and comments on this video. If you want to learn something new, check out the Patreon, check out the course on Udemy, and for the Signal service, check out CTC and more education out there as well. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you on the next video. Bye bye.